So glad to see you. I am joined by Lee Hickerson today. Lee and I are going to be continuing through the rest of this study of the Sermon on the Mount. Lee's an old friend of mine, and by old I mean a long time, not that you're old, Lee, at all. But Lee, why don't you introduce yourself, kind of tell them a little bit about you.
Okay. Again, some of you know me, Lee Hickerson. I grew up in L.A., that being Lower Antioch. So some of y'all are familiar with that area. I went to Lipscomb. I got interested in mission work. I initially went on a few trips to Scotland, kind of a campaign, and then stayed for a couple of summers, and then decided I wanted to head back over there for 2 years and stayed for almost 8, working in the Edinburgh area. It's where I met my wife, Joan, who has graciously dealt with me for all these years. We have 3 children. They were all born in Scotland. None of them have that accent because they all grew up over here. But after I was there from 1983 to 1990, came back over here, got my master's degree at Lipscomb, worked at Jackson Park for about 9 years, and then after that worked at Goodlettsville with the church there, and currently working at Vanderbilt.
Right.
So they graciously allowed me to work there, and that's a nice combination. I work at home 3 days, work in the office 2 days, so it's a pretty good deal. So.
Fantastic. Lee was youth minister at Jackson Park when I was youth minister over at Northside. And so we got to know each other and actually competed as coaches, I think, against each other in church basketball, which meant that for most of the time I loved him as a brother, except for about that 30 minutes on the court when I hated him as an enemy. Mm-hmm. And so there you go. My claim to fame is that one time I was over at Jackson Park, and it's the only time a ref threw a technical on me. And let me tell you, when you're a preacher and a ref throws a technical on you, that is humiliating.
It was shocking, absolutely shocking.
Yeah, absolutely shocking. I mean, here I am, and all at once he does this in front of everybody. I mean, the only thing worse, Lee, I can think of is an elder getting up in the middle of a sermon saying, all right, that's it. We're shutting this down right now. You know, so anyway, but I appreciate this brother so much. He loves God. He loves souls, and just appreciate his scholarship and everything. So we're going to dive in. We are in the Sermon on the Mount, and let me just, a couple of real brief reviews. Number one, the Sermon on the Mount gives us a target to aim at that none of us can hit, not this side of eternity. Be perfect, therefore, as your heavenly Father. It's Father's Day, right? Be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. That's what we aim for. We don't get there, but that's at least what we aim for. And then last week we talked about the fact, and we began with the end of the sermon, that this sermon is a tough sermon, but Jesus expects